Okay guys, let's talk about this. I wanted so badly to like this stuff because, again, no odor. It just isn't doing it for me. Stoner Car Care has just released their odorless iron remover, which is an absolute game changer, guys. Iron removers are fantastic. They help to dissolve all the embedded contamination, iron particulates that are in your paint, dissolve it so you can rinse it away. Really, really nice. Basically a touchless version of claying a vehicle. You can still clay the vehicle along with this, and I do recommend that. But the fact that they came out with this and it's odor-free is amazing. My favorite has always been reactive rust remover from Koch Chemie. This stuff goes on, it flashes very, very quickly. It's very effective, very, very fast. It's a highly concentrated product that removes a ton of contamination, but it smells. It smells bad. Same thing with all iron removers, they smell. So we're gonna be testing this thing out today. The new one, the odorless one. I've actually done a little bit of testing here on the side, and there's some pluses and minuses to this product. So we'll go over that here shortly, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about price. This 22-ounce bottle retails for $24.99. I got some notes here. That comes to about $1.14 per ounce of product right here. When you compare that to the reactive rust remover from Koch Chemie, obviously it's a smaller bottle. It's a 500 milliliter bottle, which is essentially 17 ounces. It's 16.9 ounces. I sell this personally on my site for $18.99. That's the standard price across the board. So that comes to $1.12 per ounce. That actually surprised me. I thought this was gonna be more expensive, but it's not. This is actually, I mean, we're $1.12 to $1.14. We're gonna put them in the same price category per ounce. That's really, really close. But technically, this is a little bit cheaper. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into testing this product. The big difference with this one is they apparently changed the active ingredient in it, which is what causes that stinky, stinky smell. They changed that. They also changed the color reaction. Most iron removers will kind of come out when they start reacting, they have like a dark purple kind of blood color, starts dissolving off the panel, and you can see that very, very well. This one, however, they changed, it's a blue solution, I guess, and when it has the reaction, it turns orange. So not quite as visible as a dark purple, but still there. So I have my white work van outside. We're gonna go ahead and work on the hood of that thing. I took a little look at it and I can definitely see iron particulates in the hood, quite a bit actually. So I'll take a video of that for you guys so you can see, and then we'll go ahead and test this. I'm gonna spray half the panel with this product, half the panel with this product, and see who wins. All right guys, so here we are. Here's my 2000, I think it's 14 Ford Transit work van, and I'm gonna go ahead and film in closely here for you guys and try and get some visuals of the particulates in the paint here. As you can see, it's all speckled through. And that's all stuff that, some of that will come off, but a lot of it is actually embedded contamination all the way through both sides of this thing. So what I'm gonna do, this states for the directions: shake bottle well, then spray onto a cool vehicle surface. Let the product sit on the surface for 3 to 5 minutes. Do not allow it to dry. If contamination is present, the product will turn orange. Rinse the vehicle thoroughly. Use only on exterior surfaces. So they don't say anything about pre-rinsing it. Neither do they say that with the reactive rust remover. However, I typically do. Usually you'll wash the surface of the vehicle, get all the loose stuff off, and then go onto it. But since we're, the sun's obviously out and directly on the panel, I just pulled this over. The panel is not hot and the sun is not aggressively hot. It's fine. It's bright out, but not a big deal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray this product, the new Stoner Care, on the right side of the hood, and then the reactive rust remover on the left side of the hood, and just kind of take a look at how they react. So here we go, guys. Make sure it's on. All right, I'm gonna film this on my phone as well so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, it does go on bluish. There's a blue tint to it. Nothing crazy, but there's a little bit of a blue color to it. We did shake it up like they said. And 3 to 5 minutes. Now I am in direct sun with this product because it doesn't smell. And I'm telling you guys, no smell, like no terrible iron remover smell. Maybe slightly just like a cleaner, but no iron remover smell, which is amazing. So again, I'm gonna have an issue of keeping this to preventing it from drying onto the surface, just because I am directly in the sun. But I'll just kind of keep it wet. So as you can see, it's blue. I'm not seeing any crazy reactions. I don't see a lot of orange color turning out, but like it said, 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my watch. Let's see here. Start stopwatch. There we go. We have a stopwatch running. right there. So we're gonna let it sit, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna constantly kind of spray it a little bit just to keep it saturated and see how it goes from there. While we're up, there's a little bit of reaction going there. I'm gonna keep spraying. As you can see, guys, up here, I don't know if you can see that, it is starting to dissolve there, it turned orange. Nothing crazy, but it is doing its thing. Now, as that's going, again, I'm gonna go ahead and take the reactive rust remover now, turn that on, and we're gonna spray the other side. So let me go ahead and switch hands for you guys. And we're gonna go over here. I apologize, I know my shadow is right in the surface there, but we're gonna do what we can. And again, guys, it stinks. I smell it. It smells like an iron remover, but it goes on clear, as you can see. Just go ahead and get good coverage, good to go. And we are already having tons and tons of reaction here. I mean, I hope that you guys can see this. Like, you can see it all starting to bleed out immediately. Let's go back over to the Stoner side. And yeah, I mean, a little bit of orange there, right? A little bit, not a lot. I'm not seeing. One of the things that I know people really like about iron removers is the reaction. You can see the product working and know that contamination is being dissolved and broken down and taken out. And I'm not seeing that on the Stoner side. You know what, now that this section here is mixed with the Koch Chemie product, and there it's turning orange, but the rest of it's really not. So again, I don't want it to dry on there, so I'm gonna spray some more. Okay, and again, guys, I think one of the main reasons I want the product to work really fast like this is doing is because this thing has a ton of contamination in it. I think in most cases, you know, most cars aren't gonna have this. Was sat out by a airport for a while, by the San Diego airport before I bought it. I mean, this is crazy. It's dissolving so much. I mean, it's just bleeding out all over the place. Versus the Stoner car care side, it's blue. And again, there is some little bit of orange reaction, but not a lot, except for the section that is kind of mixed with the other reactive rust remover from Koch Chemie. So guys, we are currently at 2.5 minutes, actually 2:45. So we're gonna call it 3 minutes because I didn't start it right away. I'm just gonna let them sit for a full 5 minutes on both sides and just keep them wet, right? I'm just gonna keep giving them saturation so that they don't dry onto the surface. I mean, right now, just right off the bat, guys, performance-wise, I'm disappointed in this. I'm not seeing much reaction at all, and I know for a fact there's a ton of contamination because look at this side, it's insanely contaminated. The next step that we'll do is once the full 5 minutes goes by, we'll inspect again, we'll rinse it all off, then I'll spray the Koch Chemie on this side as well to see if there's still iron particulates embedded in this. One thing I will say is this, because I do think it is doing something, it's just the reaction is extremely underwhelming. But using this as like a clay lube and kind of doing this as a one step of iron removing and clay, that makes sense to me because it doesn't have any odor. This stuff I've used as a clay lube as well in the past, and again, it pulls everything out because as you can see, the dissolving here is insane. So let's see here. I'll take some more video for you guys. So I really hope all that's coming through. I mean, that is not dirt. That is straight up dissolving dark purple color versus this one's just kind of a soapy blue look. And there's, again, I want to make it clear, there is orange starting to dissolve out. It's just very underwhelming in comparison. Also, when you come down here, it is dissolving out orange for sure. Just, you know, the biggest area where it's orange, like I said, is where it's crossed over with the reactive rust remover. So again, just doing this to keep it wet. And maybe this stuff does just take a long time to start, you know, the real reaction. I don't know. But there we go. Let's check the time now. Time, guys, we are at, well, we're at 5 minutes. If you could see that. Here, I'll film it with my phone. We are at 5 minutes now. 5 minutes, 13 seconds, 14 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off now, and then we'll re-inspect again. Still little bits of orange, but nothing crazy versus the Koch Chemie side's reacting insane. All right, so let's go ahead and rinse it off. I'm gonna film that for you as well, just to show the rinse off. So here we go. As you can see, the Koch Chemie side definitely had more of a foamy effect too with it. So let's just go ahead and rinse some more. All right, so we are all rinsed off. Let's go ahead and take it. I don't know if this is gonna show it for you guys, but right here, if I can see my finger, right there, that's embedded contamination right there, a little rust looking spot. That's the iron particulate that's in there. On the Koch Chemie side, there's one, but it comes off like immediately when you wipe it. Versus this one, man, let's see here. Yeah, that was the good one there. It's still really dark as well. Yeah, it's not coming up. So, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still seeing lots and lots of rust particulates, even ones that aren't super deep like that. They're still on there. So, let's go ahead and do this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the Koch Chemie reactive rust remover because we know that stuff works extremely well, right? So now let's go ahead and spray that back on the entire surface. See how much of a reaction we get on this side versus this side just with this product. Meaning, did this already remove a bunch of it here and that one didn't because we didn't see the reaction, or did it do its job and we just can't see it? So here we go. Let's go ahead and apply this on here. And again, now we're going onto a wet surface as well, guys, right? So keep that in mind. Yeah, just keep that in mind because now it is diluting the product a little bit more. All right, we're gonna let that sit for a little bit and see what happens. Man, not looking good for the Stoner car care stuff, guys. Let me go ahead and video this up close here for you. So here is the side that had the Stoner on there, right? It's definitely better. This isn't reacting as much as the side that I initially treated the Koch Chemie with. But as you can see, tons and tons of stuff dissolving out of this, right? Lots of stuff that was left over versus this side, not a lot. Maybe a little bit here and there, but not a lot at all. Here's a piece that did not remove from the first pass right there. But overall, I mean, you guys remember the reaction to it before. It was crazy. Another little bit there versus this side, and like, I mean, bleeding out like crazy. So what that tells me is that unfortunately, the Stoner car care, it helped because this isn't as bad as it was, but man, there's still a lot of iron particulates left into that paint. So again, we're gonna let this sit for 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna reapply this again just to keep it all saturated. And again, guys, maybe it's not having as much of a reaction on that side because it was diluted down now. Let's see here. And also, like, I'm using more product than I would normally use here just to keep it all saturated and good to go. But man, yeah, I don't know. So far I'm not, it's sad to say because I have such high hopes for that odorless side of it. It's pretty clear to see it didn't do its job the way we would hope it to. So again, you guys can see kind of a 50-50 here. Look at all this stuff coming out. It's insane versus that side. Again, a little bit more still, right? A little bit, but not at all the same as the other side. The other side definitely has way more contamination. Now, another thing with the Koch Chemie product, they actually recommend hitting it with a microfiber towel after, or wash mitt or something, because it's breaking down all the contamination, but wiping it, that little bit of contact will help pull the rest of it out. The Stoner didn't say anything about that. I'm sure that would benefit it as well. But I hope you guys can see from this direction as well. I don't know if you can, but we did get enough up close video. Yeah, it's just not doing the same amount of work as the Koch Chemie did that stinks. Let me go ahead and rinse this off. Okay, so we went ahead and rinsed it all off. Now let's go ahead and inspect it again. And to be fair, I was just looking at this. To be fair, there are still little bits of orange, iron contamination on the side, even though I treated it with Koch Chemie afterwards as well. It's way less now, like significantly less. And there was one that was kind of rough and I just hit it with my finger and they come right up now, versus with the Stoner car care one, it didn't come up still. It was still embedded. So overall, guys, effectiveness, a stinky iron remover from Chemie, you know, a traditional style iron remover is going to work better than the Stoner car care one did here that doesn't have an odor. And guys, we've got another bit of an issue that I'm not very happy about. As you can see, if you remember, it was pulling off this side, and I did show you that there was turning orange down there from the Stoner car care side, right? Look at my driveway. I don't know if this will pick up, but you can see the markings. I mean, I'm hoping that's gonna come up pretty easily. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get out here and actually pressure wash this all properly, but it's staining my driveway. Now, that may be due, I don't wanna say that's from the Stoner. I wanna say that that may be due from the mixture of those two. I don't know, but it is a little suspicious that it all came off the side. Remember, I did show you this previously when that was purely the Stoner car care side. So just another thing to note and take into consideration. Alrighty guys, so along with the staining on the driveway, I did want to make note of this as well. So the area, I just was using spot-free deionized water, right? So I've just been letting it air dry, and I noticed this on the Koch Chemie side on this plastic trim, right? There you go. It's just old trim. It's that, you know, a couple little spots there, whatever. But on the other side, completely bleached out. So again, I don't know. Is that from the reaction of the two products together? It's possible, I guess. But remember, I did use the Stoner car care iron remover and then rinsed it off and then use the Koch Chemie. So it should have been not a lot of cross contamination. But as you can see, there versus there, guys, not great. And guys, I want to remind all of you, this is my first time using this product. So this is just really my first initial impressions and experiences. And again, I'm not super, you know, that's not great. If I was working on a customer car and that happened, I'd be like, oh no. Or working on a customer as a mobile detailer at their house and I'm staining their driveway, again, I'd be like, oh no. And if anybody from Stoner Car Care is watching this video, please feel free to comment down below. Whatever you comment, I'll pin to the top. If there's something that I did wrong, some sort of weird reaction, again, should I have rinsed the panel first? Even though it doesn't say that on the directions, please just let us all know in the description. Again, I'm super excited about the product, but my initial impressions are let down for sure. Okay guys, let's talk about this. I wanted so badly to like this stuff because, again, no odor. It just isn't doing it for me. Like I said in the very beginning of the video, there's pluses and minuses to this stuff. The plus is it does not smell. The minus is that it doesn't work super well in comparison to this one. You can see the difference, and I didn't want it to purely be a visual of the color change. That's why I went and treated both sides, one with the Stoner car care, one with the reactive rust remover, rinsed it off, and then resprayed reactive rust across the whole thing to show that, like, the side that we did this on originally was pretty much done. It was good to go. It didn't have a lot more reaction coming out, versus this on the side where the Stoner was had a huge reaction still pulling out a ton of contamination. So for me, guys, again, like I said, this is a no-go. Again, at Sema, when I saw this product demoed, it went on, you saw a big orange reaction. Like, it wasn't like this, it wasn't like bleeding out, but it did turn orange. The problem with that, and I think why it was working there versus here, is they were sprinkling like particles of iron onto a wheel surface, which means that it was not embedded into the surface. So yeah, it does dissolve iron particulates probably, but if they're embedded into your paint, it's not gonna do the job to pull them out, it seems like. So if you wanna use this as more of a, if you're using this more often than not, this should do the job for you. If you're someone like me that I don't do an iron remover every time, but like I use that maybe once every 6 months to a year, just depending on how often, you know, I can kind of keep an eye on it. And I like it that way. Iron removers are expensive. Still, over $1 an ounce is expensive, right? So I don't want to be having to use it every time. I want to be able to use this as a specialty product that I use 6 months, a year, or something like that when it's needed. So that's it for today's video, guys. A little bit disappointing. I'm bummed a little bit because, like I said, the odor-free, man, that would have been amazing. But just in this case, where whatever the active ingredient is now doesn't seem to be as active as what's in there. So that's it, guys. I hope that video helps you. Again, you know, take it for what it is, but please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.